So the Indiana Fever are obviously the biggest team in the WNBA right now. And Caitlin Clark is the most popular player in the WNBA right now. But I just got to say this right now, that her teammates saved her from being this close to a suspension. Caitlin Clark, who was 5 technical fouls on the year, was this close to being suspended. And you guys are thankful for Temi Fagbenle, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and co. Subscribe. We are trying to hit 29k by the end of the day. We're not gonna do it. If we get to 28.9k by the end of the day, that would be insane. 28.9k would be insane. But if you guys saw yesterday, obviously, again, this is a concussion foul. Boom. And by the way, Caitlin Clark, any other sport, Caitlin Clark is on concussion protocol when she stumbles away. She literally stumbles there. She is... This first step she takes, she nearly falls over. Aaliyah Boston has to, keep her upright. But as soon as it happens, you can see the referees, they all are like, no, Caitlin, no suspension, no technical foul here. And Temi Fagbenle stands in between Caitlin and the refs to make sure she can't say anything to them. I gotta say, and again, if you guys want to watch this on full cam, we can do that better. We can do it better now. For people wanting to see more of this and not want to see a small screen, we got full screen right now. But Temi Fagbenle stepping in right there and making sure as hell that Caitlin Clark calms down. Aaliyah Boston calming down Caitlin Clark, making sure she's okay. And that is what good leadership is. That's what good leadership is. Caitlin Clark walks down, sticks her damn tongue out to the fans. That's what good leadership is. Look, this is a team. It's funny that when people are talking about the chemistry, it's very easy to build good chemistry when you're winning. And we saw it, when the Sky were winning, they were a team that looked like they had as good chemistry as anyone in the W. But now as they're losing, it looks like they got the worst chemistry in the entire league. So it is. And it's the same when it came with the Dream. When they were on their losing streak, it looked bad. And now that they're winning a little bit, it looks good. Chemistry a lot of the time comes from winning and losing. Same with the Aces, who had great chemistry up until a point. And now, obviously, it doesn't look like it is the greatest. But still, we have got a situation here where Caitlin Clark is about to pick up her 6th technical foul of the year. And her whole team dragging her off. And you know what? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Absolutely rightfully so. This is... I cannot believe that this was not at least reviewed. She dropped her shoulder, stepped across, and caught her in the jaw. That is a... She's probably... Again, she was stumbling as well. There's a very, very... a non-zero chance that was a... that was intentional. There was a non-zero chance that was intentional there from Alyssa Thomas. But what does this show? It just shows that this Fever team are on the same page. They really are. They know not only that they go where Caitlin Clark goes, that Caitlin playing better makes them win more. That Aaliyah Boston playing, the better Caitlin Clark plays, the better Aaliyah Boston tends to play. The better Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark play, the easier things are for Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull and Temi Fagbenle. So I think that's what they're looking at. And they're like, okay, basketball is easier when everybody when quote unquote everyone eats, because you've got one of the least selfish all-star centers in the league in Aaliyah Boston. You've got one of the least selfish players in the entire W in Caitlin Clark. You've got a gunner in Kelsey Mitchell, who, yes, she is selfish, but it's fine. You can have one gunner on your team. You've got Temi Fagbenle, who just wants to win at all costs, who's going to run up and down as hard as she can, and again, try to make sure she wins basketball games. And then you've also got Nalissa Smith, who I thought worked unbelievably hard yesterday. You've got Erica Wheeler, who is a great veteran leader and has been a great veteran leader for Caitlin Clark. Look, I think Erica Wheeler has not been good. I think she's actually been much better post-Olympic break. I don't think she's that great a player. I still think they should be looking to run Grace Berger more, but they're trying to win. I think they're trying to win a championship. So at the same time, even though they're probably not, you've still got to go for that. And if Caitlin Clark is suspended, you're screwed. You're screwed, especially because we saw with the Sophie Cunningham situation that referees will give techs 1-2 like that. Caitlin Clark, after getting what was, without question, a cheap shot. Like, lucky, very, very lucky not to have been ruled out of the game. Potentially could have been ruled out for the season with that hit. You've got that scenario, and then you've also got like just the way the refs have called things on her. You could have seen a bang, bang, tech, out for the Chicago game. So you got to give credit where credit's due to the teammates. Anyone who wants to say these teammates don't have each other's back, that our teammates, Caitlin Clark's teammates, hate each other, like, and look, or hate her, like, look, I might have been, I don't think I was as bad as a lot of people buying into that narrative, but from the outside looking in, that was what it looked like. Clearly, it was just chemistry issues from both parties, or from all parties involved. But now there is, like, there's no person that will defend their teammates more publicly than Caitlin Clark. You can hear it in interviews. There's no one who will praise their teammates more than her. But also, at the same time, this team knows. And again, this is where I'm so torn on Christy's sides, because I think she's a terrible head coach in basketball. But I do think all of that team building, all of that stuff that she was doing, trying to get the team to be all on the same page, all of those fun exercises before practice, to just make sure that effectively training camp isn't all like hard work and the team are friends, all the jubilation stuff and everything. And I think once this team got clicking, chemistry wise, and once it seemed like their whole team just got on with each other. Because yes, basketball teams can win when people don't like each other, but it's a lot easier for a basketball team to win when you do. Like, again, I'm obviously at a completely different level. Like, I've won national championships. I've been on teams that have been huge underdogs to win. And a lot of the time when you see underdog teams winning, the vast majority of when you see an underdog team win, it's very rare that you see an underdog team win that don't have elite chemistry. And it's very rarely you see an underdog team beat a much better team when the much better team has elite chemistry too. Obviously, you can win without it, but it is completely needed. And again, got to give credit where credit's due to this team. Got to give credit where credit's due to Aaliyah Boston, who seems to be the leader of this team. Because, look, Caitlin Clark is a hothead. She is a hothead. She's not someone, she's built as more like a Kobe or an MJ than anyone else. And that type of leadership in the year of 2024 doesn't work. And it's highly unlikely that type of leadership is going to work in women's sports. Again, I don't know really what I'm saying. That's just an assumption. But it doesn't work in the year of 2024. That type of leadership in any sport. And the fact that you've got another young leader in Aaliyah Boston, who can also seems to help get the best out of Caitlin Clark, you got a great core if you're the Fever. And honestly, I would love to see just a new coach in. Christy sides go to assistant, because I think she's probably, from everything I've seen, she's probably a hell of an assistant coach, just not the greatest head coach in the world.